I'm Janet Halbert. I'm teaching translation and interpretation this year at iTech. And essentially, this course is for students that have successfully completed 3 years of Spanish and are at least intermediate on the proficiency ladder, getting up there, being able to create with language and use it in a more spontaneous way. The material itself is geared towards using the language in the community as community interpreters or healthcare interpreters. The equivalency credit for this course is 4th year Spanish, and it also provides career and tech ed credit. The essential questions for this course are how can the interpreter develop advanced fluency? So we have students at different levels of fluency and proficiency, and but also we have some that are ready to start applying their Spanish in the community. And towards the exit criteria, one of the opportunities will be to take the Washington State Department of Health and Social Services interpreter exam, and students are eligible to do that once they are 18. So we focus on healthcare interpreting, and since there's so much content to be had there, we're just going to focus on the essential skills that interpreters use, and we're going to continue to use class to develop more fluency in those everyday scenarios that interpreters might find themselves in the community. So part of the learning that maybe go beyond the school day could be with our community partners, and we're going to start to find out from you and our iTech families, as well as maybe some of our elementary schools or civic organizations like LULAC, how our students can use their language skills to support you, our community partners. So I think I have a couple of students that are in the advanced portion of the class, and so I'm going to lean them towards, or give them the option to lean towards social services types of scenarios in the community. Have a little bit more to do with legal scenarios. You know, the trajectory would be eventually for one of our students to pass the state certification exam, eligible at 18, and then even at age 16, volunteer for our free clinic of Southwest Washington, or eventually work as one of our former graduates in the vision and dental program at the Clinic of Southwest Washington. So that's kind of the classroom to work and community potential of this class, and I will continue to post opportunities as they become available. And one of the first projects that we're working on will mean that students are going to be reaching out to one of those partners to find out what type of a video project we can do that highlights the place and the people that work there. So we're going to be asking our families and our community partners what they need and make a video about that in Spanish. Let's see. So as I mentioned, we also host we are working on language development, and we're doing this Small Wonders project about our local community. And we're going to also do a portfolio project around the class discussions that we have. We're going to try to angle that towards workplace scenarios, but we won't really get into the nuts and bolts of healthcare interpreting or community interpreting until we're finished with these projects. The Spanish Information Night is going to happen in February, so this is not necessarily in chronological order, but it supports language development and leadership. we're going to learn about the standards and practices of healthcare and legal interpreters, just some basic codes of conduct that they follow, and occupational safety, especially in hospitals. And then they'll be doing some of the kinds of interpreting that healthcare interpreters do, called consecutive interpreting. And also, we're going to have some self-paced modules that allow the people to work full steam ahead on developing their knowledge of medical terminology. And then everyone will do at least one consecutive interpreting, well, two actually, to demonstrate their ability to use some of this terminology in very typical situations. Like, for example, at the clinic, what a healthcare receptionist might do to take in the patient, or what a triage healthcare provider might ask at the beginning of an appointment. All right, so with this experience, we're headed towards some kind of a partnership, some kind of a outside of school experience, and those are to be announced. So because healthcare interpreters are in high demand, developing advanced proficiency is going to be really important. Combining that with healthcare terminology, the student can eventually serve as a healthcare interpreter. And one other partner that I'm going to bring on board is a language services company in Vancouver, who are always looking for part-time people to take appointments, like at Salmon Creek, YMCA. For example, those are the types of appointments that our students can do if they are 18. So this class is going to get them there so that they can eventually have these connections with these agencies and fill in their schedule with these by scheduling interpreting appointments with this agency. So that's kind of like the long-term vision. So as long as students are attending class and participating in discussion and completing their portfolio projects and assessments and reflections that go with those, it should be a really good year. So we're using standards-based grading like in all other courses, and it's going to be a great year. So since students can work at their own pace, I think that will help each person, apply what they're learning about how to grow their own fluency to their own pace. So that way everybody can grow. If you have any questions, you can always reach me at my email, which is Janet Halbert at Hotmail, or Janet Halbert at vanist.org.